Hey! Woo! Is he going crazy or is he just happy? Yin yang! There's something so relevant about this at the moment. Really is. What else is on that t-shirt? Oh, it's a blooming dream catcher! You bloody need it. Hey, how's them experiences with your dreams right now? If what Mark says is true, is it really true? Is this it? Is it really happening for you? If it is, then maybe you'll understand why dreams are happening right now. So for many years, I realised that working with shamans, psychics, healers, Wiccans, you name it, pranic healers, lots of different healers, you start to understand and work as you work with them. You feel things, and if you're a little bit open enough to like look beyond what each of these amazing people are doing, you start putting pieces together. You start understanding life a little bit more. And one of the biggest questions for me was when people used to say there's no such thing as death. I used to be fascinated by that. What does that mean, there's no such thing as death? So the more I started studying life and death and this illusion that we should fear dying, it became like a lifelong passion to understand this spirit of ours. And you probably already heard me talking about it, but this is a good time to talk about it because for me, it's the greatest validation of all times. It really is. And I'll explain why. And you say, well, why is he so happy? You know, we're on lockdown. What doesn't he understand what's going on? Doesn't he see what they're doing to us? On one level, absolutely. I see exactly what they're doing. I see every chess move that they're making. They're already ahead of you. They're already in front of you. They've already placed these pieces and they already won the game a long time ago. Because every single move that you are going to counter, they've already analysed that. And they're already 10 moves in front of you. But then what's going to happen, Mark? Well, the interesting thing is that that's just one perception of your life, which is the physical, this body and the feelings. When I say feelings, I mean the physical feelings, the feelings that, this is the physical one dimension energy. But when you're able to step out of that narrow, tiny little, insignificant box that we have been brainwashed to believe, you start seeing the bigger picture. And then you realize that nothing really affects you because you realize what life is about. And these people know it. These people who are playing this chess game with you, they know it and they don't want you to know. They want you to be involved in this chess game, worrying about it, fearing it. Am I going to lose if everything? Am I going to lose everything? They want that. So when you're able to step out of that, when you become more spiritually aware, you start to realize there's things that are happening right now more than ever. If I'm right, you should be feeling more tired, more exhausted when you wake up. You should be having more dreams that you can't put together. There's so many of them and so many different things are happening, and the feelings that you're having right now can be very challenging. Those challenging feelings, I don't mean like last night. For me, it felt like before I could sleep, it felt like somebody was pulling at my soul. That's the only thought I had. So I cleansed myself with sage. By the way, guys, this isn't hairy-fairy. Sage one day will prove on a scientific level for you that need it, that sage does so much more to your mind, body and spirit than you could ever imagine. Why do you think I push it all the time? Why do you think I keep telling you about sage? Sage myself, then got Palo Santo and got some of my sacred oil and healing oil, rubbed it all over the places that I felt I needed it, and then I went into a sleep. Surprise, surprise, because I've cleansed myself. I went into the sleep and woke up this morning. When I woke up this morning, it was really interesting. I realised, wow, I was absolutely exhausted. I'd gone through the whole night working. Now, To a lot of people you won't understand, but to you who do, who are open enough, what is life? Is it when you wake up? Or possibly when you're asleep? You see, on a physical level, when you wake up, your spirit is attached, which is your prana, your life force, your chi. That's your wholeness. So this vessel carries the spirit, and the spirit carries the vessel. So you're alive. But when you fall asleep, your spirit leaves the body and begins its work on a different dimension, a different energy. So you never die. Your spirit is alive, this body is asleep. And then when you do the work, which I'll come back to, and you come back into your body, and when you wake up, your spirit comes back and you're awake. Sometimes it can be challenging, and sometimes you can be exhausted, and sometimes you can think, oh, I was thinking about so-and-so last night, I was thinking about, and I had this and I had that. Sometimes they're dreams, but sometimes your spirit actually brings back a memory, an energy memory of the work you'd just done. So last night, I had a few people in my dream, and I was with maybe 10,000 people in a room. That's how it looks. That's the only way I can describe it. It wasn't like that, but I'm describing it. There was an Indian lady next to me, and she was rubbing this 8 on my forehead here, around my forehead, down my face. And she said, so you understand the 3 points that you need to focus on. And all of these people were listening. And as she was going from one to another, and it was in red, she did it in red, and then the top point of the 8, the figure 8, was one of the points. Then when it goes into the join, there was another point, and then there was another point. And she said, you need to visualize that. So that was just one of the dreams with so many people. And we were visualizing the light, and to extend our energy and our power to heal the darkness. So it was kind of like a battle. I don't like to call it that, but it was like a battle, and there was basically thousands of people doing the same thing. So the good news is, to cut a long story short, we can travel through the night because we're alive, and we can be anywhere at any given moment where we want. There was something that I found fascinating, that I put the pieces together, and I often say that when we do leave, if we are doing some great powerful work, it takes longer for our physical body to wake up. But if we've done lighter work and we've not gone as far and done as much, we can wake up fresh and healed. Does our spirit always go off? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, because I only know what I've experienced. So last night, I know I did a lot of work, and I think maybe a few of you might understand this, and it might put some pieces together to make you feel better. So why have I made this video today? Going off topic. I made this video because, woohoo! The book that I've been working on for 16 years, which is a follow-up from Diary of an Accidental Psychic, was brought out last night. I didn't want to tell you because I don't want to crash my site like the last time I offered a book and told you about a book. This I wanted to do more gently, so I did it on social media, and a huge response. And already this morning there are people crying, saying it's really helped them, and they're only up to chapter 3. And I can't believe it's like sitting down with you, having a coffee and listening to you. So I'm getting great reviews now of people saying, I didn't realise that's why you gave up your work. And, you know, people are understanding me. I never really talked about a lot of these things because I didn't want to talk to them about, I didn't want to tell my family, my close friends, but I wanted to put it in the book so I can share it in those words so you can really feel it and understand it. The book, Seeing the Invisible, is my brand new book. It's a lifelong journey of a psychic and a healer who has gone into many buildings to clear out what we know as spirit trapped in between two worlds. There are many stories of enlightenment. There are many stories of magic, of mystery, and some that really make you feel a little bit cold. There's some stories in there that are really powerfully thought-provoking. There's also some that are going to push your boundaries of understanding. So I believe it's a really, really beautiful mixture, but works really well as stories. It's a different format from Diary of an Accidental Psychic, so I think you'll like it. And there is some wonderful, I would say powerful techniques of how to heal yourself right now, and how to look after yourself, and how to work with yourself. Within the stories of all of these, within the stories, there are certain things that should trigger your maybe lack of understanding is not the word, but you know when you ask me questions and sometimes you don't always get the answer, you don't understand it. I think this book is going to answer a lot of people's questions about life, why we're here, and what we're doing here right now. So it's a great book, guys. The book is on sale now on my website. I'll leave a link underneath here if you want to buy it. What I decided to do, and this is really, really interesting. What I decided to do was whoever buys the ebook in the next week, what I thought what would be a really nice thing for you to do is, if you could nip to your social media and write a review about what you got out of this book, the positive things you got from this book. Tag me in it, whether it's Facebook, whatever you use, tag me in it, and I'll enter you in to a competition to win some beautiful, I'm going to put 3 beautiful crystals up. Here's one of them. That is a high, I mean, it's a little bit battered, but I've used it for so long. It's similar to the other one that I used. This is about €500. This is a very, very special tourmaline. And as you can see, if you look at it carefully, it's hard to see it. It's a watermelon tourmaline. It's a very high quality one. Yes, it's been bashed about a bit, but still, it's perfect. And it's filled with amazing energy. And I'm gonna put that on, and maybe 2 more other crystals. So there's gonna be 3 lucky winners. Now, the book is £10 on ebook, and what I'm gonna do is on my next video is I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with all of that money. I've got a great idea, and it's so relevant right now. So I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna do a giveaway to children. I'm gonna give 100 of the most amazing and beautiful crystals that I've ever worked with. These are 8 years old. They are the most beautiful, unique crystals which were underneath my healing bed for 8 years. So they've had 8 years of non-stop healing energy attached to them. They're anything from the most beautiful pointers, peridot, blue tiger, orange river, black tourmaline, and on and on and on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say get that one crystal, put it in here with an angel card, as you know, and I'm going to post it to 100 children, and you're going to tell me which child you believe should have a crystal and be introduced to a crystal. The next video I will do purposely a video all about this and explain why it's important now for children to be introduced to crystals. I was definitely taken aback last night when I sent about 30 crystals to one special child. Actually, there's 3 altogether, 3 children, and my God, the video call back, watching those beautiful children, it was like, Mark, that's why you brought this book out, so that the money you can get from that, you can start now sending crystals to children. And I thought, damn right. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my contribution. So again, anybody who makes a purchase on markbayerski.com and buys the book as well, or any of the books, it's going to all go to, as far as I'm concerned, children who need to now raise their vibration and bring into the world crystals, because from crystals they will open themselves up to the higher side of themselves, and so on. But on the next video I'll explain exactly why I'm going to do it, and why a crystal is so beneficial to a child, and why we should introduce crystals to children right now, this point in the world. I want to say thank you for everybody who has already bought the ebook. The real hard copy, when I say hard I mean soft copy book, is in production right now and should be with me in the next couple of weeks. And those books are all, I'm going to individually sign and do a channeled message like I do most of my other books. And that's how I'm going to sell them. I'm going to put them out. I'm going to do a channel message, and then you'll have my book with a nice channel message on as well for you, especially for you. That's it, guys. I'm going to drink my coffee and get back to work. Have a most wonderful day, and thank you once again for supporting me and my work, so I can support and help people who are going through a challenging time right now, as we always do in life. I hope some of this means something to you. I hope you got something from it, and I hope the book changes your life and makes you see that there is more to life than eating, drinking, sleeping and working. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. Till tomorrow. Bye for now.